So, if this is your first time being introduced to Leadership Newark, would you please stand? This is your first time being introduced to Leadership Newark. Any first timers in the house? Okay, we see you in the back. Give it up. Any first timers? Woohoo! We welcome you on tonight. And so let me just share with you that Leadership Newark is a program, a public policy program that helps professionals who either live, work, or volunteer in the city with leadership development. And for those of you who may be interested, we're in recruitment mode. So you can feel free to go online, fill out an application, or you can see a fellow who's wearing a badge with their name tag on it. And so we're going to move right along. I am so excited and happy to be here on tonight. It's good when we can come together and reconnect with old friends and meet new friends, which is always cool. We're looking forward to a fruitful evening. And so without further ado, we're going to keep moving along with our program. But what I would like to do now is ask our very own Paul Matos to come forth. Paul Matos is our angel. He is the owner and founder of Avenue A. Can you help me in giving him a round of applause, Paul Matos?
Good evening, everyone. Thank you and welcome. I appreciate that angel comment. My mother would not agree after all these years, but welcome. I want to thank you all for coming. If you've been here before, welcome back. If not, thank you for coming today. And I'm really not doing anything. I'm providing a little bit of space for great people and a great cause. Without the leadership of Newark here today, you would not be here. It has nothing to do with me. Between Celia, she's been fantastic. She keeps bringing us business for other reasons and other people and other great events. Fernando and the rest of the fellowship, that's who you really should thank. And I ask you to give a round of applause to them and the whole cause. Thank you. Have a good evening. Thank you. God bless.
Thank you, Paul. Thank you so much for being kind to Leadership Newark. So one of the things, in addition to me really enjoying this program and loving this program, is it really welcomes and embraces alumni to serve on the board of trustees. And so I have the privilege of this evening of introducing to you Karen Moore, who is part of the class of 2014, right? See, I remember that. Give it up for Karen. She's an adjunct professor at Rutgers, and she's also Leadership Newark's board vice chair. And she's going to come and introduce some very important people. Thank you, Karen.
Thank you. I want to welcome you all to tonight's gala. Thank you so much for being here. Leadership Newark is such a wonderful organization, and we're wonderful really because of all of you. So again, thank you for being here. I also want to take a minute to recognize our sponsors for tonight's gala and thank them for their support. M&T Bank, the Newark Alliance, Newark Beth Israel Medical Center, Newark Charter School Fund, Paramount Assets, Prudential Foundation, PSEG, and Rutgers University Newark. So thank you so much for your support. Without you, we would be lost. I'd also like to take a minute to recognize my fellow board members. So if you're here, if you would stand up to be recognized, I'd appreciate it. Irene O'Brien from Rutgers Newark, Bruno Genova from Genova Burns, Barbara Kaufman from Newark Regional Business Partnership, Mark Chaplin, I know it's so hard. Mark Chaplin from AIG, Christina Martinez, Thornton Tomasetti, Alicia Rogers-Olson from Prudential, Stephen Genzer from Saul Ewing, Raymond Ocasio from La Casa de Don Pedro, Stan Holland from Berkeley College Newark campus, Rob Steinbaum from Rutgers, and Calvin Ledford from PSEG, one of our volunteers. Thank you all for being here.
Thank you, Karen. Calvin has his entourage in the corner. You see that, right? And so now we're going to transition into our award ceremony, where we honor some phenomenal people, some individuals who are really part of the fabric in this great city and who have made contributions to leadership Newark. And so we have identified some of their, associates and colleagues to introduce them. And so it gives me great privilege and an honor to introduce, I guess we're about the same age. We started out in politics together. And then he ran and he said, when I become mayor, what's the tag, guys? You know it. Come on. Oh, come on, say it like you mean it. When I become mayor, he become mayor. And he became mayor, right? And now, him and his administration is moving our city forward. Come on and give it up for our mayor. But let me tell this. Come on up, man, Rocket. Come on up, man, Rocket. Before he became mayor, he has always been a friend and a supporter to Pillar College. He was principal at Central High School. He allowed me to bring a cohort there doing our education policy. Remember that? And they didn't cut up with anything, right? Nobody cut class. Everybody was doing their work. So without further ado, I'd like to introduce to some and present to others my mayor, none other than the Honorable Ras Baraka, who's going to introduce our first honoree.
Thank you. I didn't get the applause that Calvin got. But, he skipped out on a few meetings with me, so maybe I have a meeting with him after this is over. Yeah, we're going to fix that. But I just want to say, first of all, thank you to Leadership Newark, period, the organization for the work that they do here in this city. And Leadership Newark as a whole deserves a round of applause. Give them a round of applause, right? Give yourselves a round of applause. I see many familiar faces who are doing awesome work in the city. And one thing I appreciate about Leadership Newark is that, they understand that leadership doesn't always mean title. And leadership is about what you have the ability and the power to create, to move, to do. And that there's some people who search for titles and there are other people who search for leadership. Leadership is a more difficult thing to have or be involved in than having a title. As while few of us fight over those things around the state of New Jersey, there are people that are actually getting work done throughout the state of New Jersey, and those are the true leaders in our state and in our city. So thank you and God bless you for that. I have the honor of introducing Paramount Assets, who realizes that Newark is moving forward and has made a decision to be a part of that process of helping continue that forward motion. They are moving very rapidly and acquiring assets in the city and beginning to turn those assets into property, into development, and not like the old way of sitting on these things for 20, 30 years, but actually putting shovels in the ground and making things happen, and are willing to work with the city and the folks in it to make sure that we achieve the dreams that many of us had a bunch of years ago as kids, as folks working in this city, growing up here, wanting to see Newark become the place that we knew it could be, and be able to shop here, live here, play here, hang out here in the city of Newark, and not just sleep here and go do all the other things in other places. We want to be able to do that in our own town, in our own backyard, in our own community. We want to be able to support our businesses, support our community, live in beautiful buildings. And so I thank Paramount Assets for the work that they're doing in the city, and congratulate them for the honor that they're getting this evening. God bless you and continue the great work that you're doing. here for the city of Newark. So without further ado, you guys, I know you have somebody speaking to you guys.
Thank you, Mayor Brock. It's over. Pleasure.
Now we're going to fight.
First, I want to sincerely thank the great Mayor Baraka for recognizing Paramount Assets. He is one reason why we decided to bring our corporate home office here into Newark. His vision is an incredible vision, and he's worked tirelessly for the people. And we at Paramount Assets, the Levy family, and the entire organization want to thank not only Mayor Baraka, but also Cecilia King and Leadership Newark for having an incredible organization that advocates for the people of Newark. We've come to Newark to become part of the fabric. We're not here just to develop buildings, we're here to develop relationships and build something special with the town. With that said, I want to thank you sincerely from Paramount Assets and also from the Levy family for bestowing this incredible distinction on us. Thank you so much.
That was nice. And so, I'm in higher ed, but prior to me being in higher ed, I had the privilege and the honor of working alongside Celia in the office for 8 years. Who's counting? And I'm telling you, what you see is what you get. She walks the walk, she talks the talk, and Nicole, I would find myself asking her constantly, what supplements are you taking? You need to pack them. You need to give me some. Because she truly was like an Energizer battery. But what I've learned is, when you have a passion to do something, you'll just get it done. And so one of my favorite quotes is by Winston Churchill. And he says, we make a living by what we get, and we make a life by what we give. For those of you who may not know, when individuals at the helm who are in the nonprofit sector are looking for board members, can I tell you a secret? They call Celia. Nicole, right? I have the mic now. When individuals are looking for employees, they call Celia. And guess what? Newsflash, for some of you who have been invited to come and serve in a particular place of employment, I know you meet with Celia too. So I say that to say, Aisha, we are truly, truly fortunate to have her for our leader. She is the leader that we should always follow. She is the friend that we all want. And she is the mentor that we all need. So join me in celebrating my LFM. Can we stand to our feet? Superwoman, AKA Superwoman, our fearless leader, Celia M. King.
I do believe that. I don't sing well, even though, for those who are familiar with hashtag accountability, I try and sing. Anyway, thank you all for being here. Thank you, thank you, thank you. There is no question Leadership Newark would not exist if we did not have not only our supporters and our funders, but our friends and the Leadership Newark alumni. Will the alumni please stand up? Just let everybody see how many people are here that are alumni of this organization. to work understands that the wall that I have with all of those pictures of each and every class, they represent this organization as far as I'm concerned. So you have to love them like I do. Otherwise, it's not going to work. Needless to say, I have one person working with me in the office right now. No, I mean, that's the truth. But people do move on to other things, and people have to find a reason to move on because they don't have the same passion for all those people that we saw standing. Because without them, there is no organization. So I just want to say thank you, love you to the Leadership Newark alum for always coming out. Now, one of the things that is also extremely important is that we understand the importance of a board, giving direction to an organization, to leaders. You know, we are trying our best to do everything to fundraise, to do everything with our programming, but our board gives us that guidance and the support that we need each and every day. So to my board, I say thank you very much. Now, I mentioned that there's one person working with me in the office. I don't know if he is up here. Oh, there he is. Ian Patterson, Leadership Newark. At the moment, we are the dynamic duo with a lot of volunteer workers that are supporting us. So that means I've recruited my daughter to help out while we are in the mode of trying to recruit staff. My husband recognizes that I'm putting in a little more time, so I thank him for the support as well. And I have to say that we also have an incredible group of volunteers right within the Leadership Newark cohort that I always tap into when I need help. So I have people recruiting for me, serving as a search committee for 2 positions. So the wonderful thing about that is I'm not making the decision, folks. I will make the ultimate decision, but don't call me and think that you're going to get in. This search committee is empowered to do the job, and that is how much faith I have in the alumni network. They are incredible. And as the mayor pointed out, there are so many people within this organization that in fact are real leaders. And I am the first to say that I trust them to make some decisions for me, because that is what it's all about. And I absolutely appreciate the help. But tonight, I just want to say thank you to the small group of people that helped put this little celebration together. It looks pretty large, but I said little, because we really worked hard, and I didn't do the normal committee route. Just can't manage too many people and keep programs going, right? But Vivian Carter jumped right in. Thank you, Vivian. Olivia Robbins, who is not an alum, my daughter. Ian Patterson, staff. Alyssa King, an alum. Shelley Bell, RNC. Karen Moore, who chairs the Gala committee. Natalia Sardo. I mean, there's no way. As you are taking a look, please make sure that you look at our digital ad journal. And Natalia, thank you. Where is Natalia? And Natalia did a magnificent job. Thank you. And you know, and Fernando Acevedo. Oh my goodness, I don't know what we would do without the connection to this space. With Paul Matos, he spoke and he said a welcome, but let me tell you that he is truly an angel. And they work with you. Please utilize this space. I've been here for not only Leadership Newark events, but other events, and it transforms as you need it. So enjoy the space. Now I would like to move back to having the program continue and our honorees be recognized. I'm not going to recognize anyone at the moment. Shelly is going to do the next introduction, and then I will be back.
Thank you, Ms. King. So, you know, all the ladies in the house, there's nothing like having a sister friend. Would you all agree? Someone you can meet with, work with, have fun with. The only problem is she enjoys her job so much, she just don't know when to go home. It's like, no guys, we can't leave here, we gotta finish. And so I am pleased to introduce none other than Ms. Aisha Glover. Come on, give it up for Aisha. She's at the helm of Newark Alliance. She's smart and hardworking, and she was the leader behind this whole Amazon headquarters. She took the reins on that. But I met Aisha when we were working on My Daughter's Keeper. It was Mayor Baraka's first project, I think, his initiative, right? And we put some hours in, and you know, mentally when you shut down, you're like, okay, it's 9 o'clock, 10 o'clock, we can go home. Aisha was like, no, we got to do this, we got to make sure the girls have what they need. But she was so committed to making sure that 500 young ladies from Newark high schools were going to be empowered and we're going to lead with resources. So join me in recognizing my sister friend, none other than Aisha Glover.
Let me just say what the award actually says. So the theme for tonight is making strides. And all of these honorees are individuals that our committee felt were making strides in the city. And with that, Leadership Newark would like to say the strength of your achievement is rooted in the depth of your passion. That is for each of our honorees tonight. So thank you for accepting this. Thank you for just being the tremendous leader that you are in this community.
Thank you. Good evening, everybody. Now I have enough drinks. Good evening, everybody. Yes, thank you. And I also did actually have a drink, so I'll make sure I read so that way I say everything I was saying to say. Thank you, Celia. And Leadership Newark, thank you, Michelle. I am so impressed by the fellows. I have to say, I felt like half the room just stood up. It's like, oh, why am I not a fellow? I'm proud to say one of my employees in the back, hey, George, is currently in the class of 2020. Because I do believe in the work that you're doing. We don't partner much with Leadership Newark. So I was like, Celia, why am I being honored? But she and I just really have connected. I believe in the work, and essentially at the root of what the Newark Alliance is focused on, as much as it's about economic development, it is really about talent in our city. And so I truly do respect the work that you do. So some of the hardest questions that I've ever gotten from a panel or as a keynote speaker are the times that I've spoken to a group at Leadership Newark. And so I really do appreciate the caliber of talent that you're attracting. There's been multiple times, I'm looking at Natasha right now, because there's been multiple times during the economic and housing development meeting with the mayor where he said something like, yeah, so the class of Leadership Newark asked me about X. And so I just really want you to kind of respect the class that you're with and the caliber of the talent that Leadership Newark is attracting. Congrats to all of my fellow honorees. I must be doing something right. A lot that pulls me all day, every day. I try to really truly stay focused on the mission and the purpose and the work that we're doing every day, no matter where I am or what institution I happen to be working in, New York CDC, and now the Newark Alliance. We're all doing this work for the right reasons, and so I just really feel honored to be here this evening. Thank you.
It's my honor to introduce Calvin Ledford to you. He's our next honoree. I first met, applause? Calvin and I are both members of the class of 2014, and I first met him in SIPSOC. We were both members of the Red Team. For those of you who don't know, the Red Team is the poor team. We didn't have anything. We didn't have money, we didn't have assets, we didn't have friends, we didn't have anything. And I have to admit that at one point, I said, let's just riot. But cooler heads prevailed, and those cooler heads were led by Calvin, who, with his usual calm and insight and negotiating skills, strategized us out of a bad situation. So let me tell you a little bit more about him. Calvin is Director of External Affairs at PSEG. He heads the company's external affairs and corporate citizenship activities, and he heads the PSEG's support of the City of Newark's Newark 2020 program. And last year, thanks to Calvin's management, PSEG exceeded its targets on hiring and local spends. Calvin has held leadership positions in regional public affairs at PSEG, energy settlement, supplier relations, credit and collections, and accounting, to name just a few of the positions he's held over a 30-year career with PSEG. He was instrumental in implementing PSEG's build print operation process, re-engineering its employee engagement framework, and implementing the customer system replacement project that, in 2019, was the largest technological strategic initiative PSEG had undertaken in 3 decades. Calvin is a graduate of Hampton University, and he has a master's degree from New Jersey City University. Community service and mutual helpfulness are paramount among Calvin's core values, and he demonstrates these in many ways. He's president of the New Jersey chapter of the American Association of Blacks in Energy, vice chair of the Newark Regional Business Partnership Board of Directors, and a board member of the University Hospital Foundation, Newark Alliance, Leadership Newark, and Newark YMWCA. And he's a trustee of Metropolitan Baptist Church. He's also active in 3 fraternal organizations, BPO Reindeer, Omega Psi Phi, and Prince Hall F&A Masons. In addition to his career and community service, Calvin especially enjoys spending time with his wife of 30 years, Dion, and their 2 daughters, Jasmine and Jada. Well, Calvin, you're welcome, and you have deserved this honor.
Picture first.
Good evening, everyone. So wait, no, hold tight, hold tight. Celia said I had 90 minutes, so I wanted to make sure. No, I'm kidding. No. First of all, thank you to Leadership Newark, Celia, the Board of Trustees. I'm humbled and honored this evening to be receiving this award. I really am. Leadership Newark is an organization that's very close and very dear to my heart. I wish I had done Leadership Newark sooner, but I jumped on the bandwagon as soon as I heard about it. I'd also like to take a moment to also congratulate and recognize the other honorees. Aisha, dear friend, Mr. Eric Pennington, Paramount, and Rich County, and Kathy O'Brien, who I had the pleasure of meeting for the first time this evening, but I absolutely wanted to get to know more about the work that you do in the community, the underserved that you serve, because a dear friend of mine, Dr. David over at Positive Health, also serves at Save Community, who was one of the first to serve the HIV community in the city of Newark. So I really appreciate what it is that you do, and congratulations to you. The other thing, I'd be remiss, I must take a moment and also acknowledge my family, and more specifically, my wife, and to the community that she works in, she's known as Dr. D. She's the one who, for me, from the time that I first got on the North Central Planning Board in the early 90s, up to the North School Board, and through to today, being the Director of External Affairs for PSE&G, it calls for a lot of late evenings and late nights, but somebody was home taking care and making sure that my two beautiful daughters were being raised appropriately. So both Jasmine and Jada, Jasmine of which, who is a graduate of Hampton University and in her final year going towards her PhD at Howard University. Jada, who's an honor student at Bishop R. High School, graduating in 2 weeks, has just announced that she will continue the family tradition and go to Hampton University as well, and she'll be going on an academic scholarship. So to build, to serve, and to grow the community. One of the key statements inside the mission statement for Leadership Newark. That piece of that mission statement is near and dear to me, because as Karen stated earlier, you know, for me, my personal mission is through leadership to show mutual helpfulness to whomever I can. And hopefully I've done that. You know, I really believe in the statement, to whom much is given, much is expected. And hopefully I've met the expectations of what I deserve. So with that, I thank you once again. Celia, thank you. Thank all of the honorees again, and also acknowledge those 2014 obligators. Thank you.
As I shared with you, you know, we have a committee that works on the gala, and they identify who we should recognize. There are a lot of recommendations that come in, and with the theme of making strides, here we have a list of people that actually include 3 Leadership Newark alum. That was by accident, but it is also by design. I say by design because we have always felt, we, the staff, the board, the organization, have felt that there will be a time where we see Leadership Newark in key roles throughout the city, touching everywhere. And we are beginning to see the fruits of that labor. So you just heard from Calvin, and now I'd like to introduce to you and bestow the award on Kathy Ahern O'Brien. So, just a little bit about Kathy. I'm not going to go through her bio. She is the executive director of Hyacinth AIDS Foundation, and that is an important and critical job, just by virtue and the nature of the work that she does. But her passion for her work is what I'm sure got her to that position that she is in today. Why? Because I pick up the phone and I will call Kathy and I say, Kathy, I have somebody that needs help. And there was a housing issue. And Kathy said, well, I will call X, Y, and Z partner. But you know what? If that doesn't work out, we will find a way and take care to make sure this person, in fact, will not lose their housing. And that was very important. She gave that commitment and it worked out beautifully. But this is what she does every day. Here I am making a call to just try and help somebody and trying to figure out how that help would be. But Kathy made it very easy for me. And that is what she does. Another example is the second year of the fellowship. The class breaks into teams and they have to work on projects. And what happened? Kathy had somebody on the team that was a little extra needy. And she was this supportive person that the rest of the team couldn't manage this individual. But she really did work with the individual to make sure not only that they were a strong contributor, but they felt good about what they put forth. And that is how she touches lives. In addition to that, Leadership Newark is just part of her DNA. She supports this organization through and through. And for that reason, we love you. Come on, Kathy.
Nobody can ever top Celia, right? How do you do that? But really, I want to thank Celia. I want to thank the Board of Trustees and the Gala Committee for this tremendous honor. And what I always say when ISF is recognized is that it's not me. There are 95 other people who work at ISF, and they're on the front lines every single day. And so while Celia called me and said, can you help this person? I called my Newark office and said, can you do me a favor? We have somebody who needs support. And there's 26 people who work at 194 Clinton Avenue. They are there every day. And when somebody who is needing to be tested, looking to get connected to medical care, supportive services, it's those folks who are on the ground every single day. And I'm really proud that 2 of them are here and are in Leadership Newark. Dolores Dockery is our clinic manager. She's a class of 2019. And Stephanie Antoine, who runs our prevention program at Newark, is class of 2020. So it really does, it's really because of all the folks at ISF, and I'm glad that we can continue to be involved with Leadership Newark because it is such a critical, important organization here in Newark. I'd also like to thank my other staff who are here, my board president, Linda Knight-Westy, and I would be totally remiss if I didn't thank the navigators who are also here tonight. Thank you.
Did we save the best for last? No, all are good, all are wonderful. But the class of 2000 has a representative on this honoree roll. Eric Pennington. Wow. So, as you all heard, Eric is a Leadership Newark alum. He is with the charter class. The charter class, they're the ones that I call the professors. Every class gets a name, but the charter class actually taught me about Newark, about how I'm supposed to do my job. And it was a wonderful experience coming on the job and meeting these 40 incredibly committed individuals. And the dream was, as I said earlier, to have people every place you decide to call. And Eric and I talked about that on a number of occasions. As a result, I have to tell you that when he was named the BA for the city of Newark, and I ran into him, we both had the same thought. Leadership Newark is doing what it was designed to do. And I feel so honored and so pleased to be able to say that yes, we are really making strides with this individual in this role. He is also somebody that I tap all the time when I have a legal question. I have a couple people, a couple gurus, but I do tap him and say, you know, this is the situation, and he makes recommendations for me. The fact that there is an arsenal of individuals that you can get honest answers from that are reliable, have integrity, and are really committed is not so easy to find. But Eric, and you have made it very easy for me. So I thank you, and I am happy to present this award to you.
I want to see if I had a moment to talk first. I'm not a particularly good extemporaneous speaker like Calvin, Aisha, Kathy, but I'm grateful that Calvin left me about, I don't know, you said he had 90 minutes, he only used about one of them, so I have 89 minutes to go here. And unlike you, I brought a prepared speech, so I'm going to use all 89 minutes if I can. Leadership Newark has allowed me to ascend to my current position as business administrator for the city of Newark. Others in my class have similarly benefited from the support, structure, and mission of Leadership Newark. Indeed, my class of fellows include North Ward Councilman Aníbal Ramos, Larry Crump, who's the General Counsel of the Newark Parking Authority. I think he's here. I saw him earlier today. Former Councilman Hector Pachado, Zoning Board Member Wesley Jenkins, Frederica Bay, Leadership Newark Board Member Mark Chapman, who also, he and Larry Crump also happen to be my alpha brothers, so we get a special 06 brothers, so we're good for that. And there are other Newark luminaries who are also graduates of Leadership Newark. Calvin is special for another reason, not only because he got the biggest applause here, but he's married to my friend, Dr. Dion Lefty, who is truly a great reason why Calvin has his success. I have several of my family members here today too that I have to acknowledge. At least two are most important. My brother Scat, who's also, he's my blood brother, and he's also my fraternal alpha brother, 06 to you too, brother. And my lovely daughter, Imani Pennington, who's also over here. And hopefully when she graduates in 2 weeks with her master's in social work from Rutgers, she can follow in the footsteps of Calvin's two daughters. They don't remember, but they actually used to play together when they were 5 years old. We were neighbors, and so you two all three of you ought to reconnect to some extent. Back to my speech. I'm grateful for the opportunity given to me by Mayor Baraka to help move Newark forward. I have the honor of overseeing a workforce of more than 3,000 employees and of managing a budget of nearly $700 million. Certain of the skills that allow me to contribute to the mayor's vision and oversee this great city were forged by the relationships I developed during my tenure with Leadership Newark and the vibrant discussions and debates the fellows had about the future direction of Newark. Newark Forward, which is Mayor Baraka's vision for Newark, embodies many of the ideas and ideals that were brought forward and vigorously challenged by the inaugural fellows of Leadership Newark, including the desire to see Newark as an empowered city, a safer city, a more educated city, an equitable city, and a collaborative city. One of my principal objectives as the city's business administrator is to increase the diversity of the vendor population that serves the city's residents. Mayor Baraka has made clear that the businesses and professionals that provide goods and services to the city have employees who reflect the diversity of this great city and who reside here. We are in the process of including in all of our bid requests, RFPs, and RFQs a requirement that all responders provide a statement about their commitment to diversity in employment. This statement will be one of the factors used by the city to determine which of those businesses deserve consideration to be retained and paid with taxpayer dollars. We are on our way to ensuring that our vendors have employees who represent the diversity of this city. One of the people who is most instrumental in helping me achieve those goals is Natasha Rogers, also a Newark Leadership Fellow. Chief Operating Officer, Interim Deputy Mayor, and Director development for this great city of Newark. And she too has spoken to me about what she has gained from Leadership Newark, and I suspect what she's given back to Leadership Newark as well. In closing, I'd like to make a push for each of you to consider making an additional donation to Leadership Newark. I know that's Bob Steinbaum's job. He's here somewhere. I'm just going to steal a little bit of that and suggest that even though each of you is here on a ticket that costs $150, and we appreciate that, the good work of Leadership Newark requires additional funding. I hope you can find your way to donate another $150 or whatever your pocketbook or wallet will allow. Thank you again for recognizing me as one who is making strides for Newark. Thanks so much.
All right, so in true Leadership Newark fashion, we like to try and leave some time for enjoyment and partying and music, etc. But I must tell you that the porch is open, or the terrace. The cigar lounge will be open, thanks to Railroad Cigars. Rui donated a few cigars for us, so we are forever grateful. I'm not a cigar smoker, but there will be some takers, I'm sure. But I'd like to thank him. That was very generous, and I appreciate it. It is important to know that we all have a responsibility to not only make sure that we are well-informed and developed, but that you also correct people when they are misinformed, so that we can make sure that we make our mark in a positive way. So with that, I'm going to turn it over to Shelley, who is a fabulous MC for tonight, and let her close out the program.
So dessert and coffee services are in the back. And before we close out, I have one question. Trustee Chaplain, what class did you in? Charter class? Okay, charter class. Oh, Larry, class of 2006, got it going on. Let's not go into that. But I just have a question. How did we get 2 fellows from the class of 2014 on board? That's what I want to know. That's what I want to know. We'll talk about that later. But anyway, did you have a good time on tonight? Did you enjoy yourself? Stand up. Be part of the change and be happy. I'll meet you on the dance floor.